What's going on, everybody? We are here on New Gun Day. Don't you love New Gun Day? Especially when it is a Colt. So I've been talking about this gun on my YouTube channel, kind of been making posts alluding to it, and a lot of people been guessing what it is, what model, and nobody's got it yet. Surprisingly, nobody's guessed what this is. And so I'm really excited to tear into this and, just get to know this pistol a little bit. So this is the review of this pistol. We're going to break this gun up into a few different videos. So this video is going to be just the review of the pistol in and of itself as a standalone pistol, not comparing it to anything, just is it good or is it not. We are going to make another video where I'm going to be showing how I set up a 1911 that I just bought. What do I do to a brand new gun? So that's not going to be shown in this video for the sake of time. We're just going to, skip past that. That'll be its own video. And then the third video I want to make with this gun is comparing it directly against the TSOS historical 1911. And that is really going to be the grand finale. That's going to be really a good video. So today we're just going to do an unboxing. This is day one. I've only had this in my hands a few hours. I haven't done anything to it. No shooting, no lubricating, nothing. I picked it up from my FFL and that's it. So before we crack it open, I want to say a few things. One, the reason I got this is because I wanted to build an heirloom pistol. And look, as much as I love TSOS, and these are fantastic pistols, do you really want to pass down a TSOS to the kids? Or do you want to pass down a Colt? Me personally, I'm about the Colt, right? I think it's just the history, the name, the prestige, all of that. So I wanted to build an heirloom pistol. But the second reason I bought it is because I did want to compare it to TSOS. Just how does it compare? How does it stand up, right? I know other people have done this, but I'm going to do it in a very different way. So I want you to stay tuned for that. Now, I also will say my review is going to be coming from a very different perspective. I'm not going to do the thing that most YouTube guys do and go, how does it shoot out of the box? If you guys don't know me by now, I want you to understand kind of who I am as a 1911 guy. All my 1911s, before I shoot them, I don't care how they run, they all get new springs if the springs are not the proper weight from the factory. I don't care if they work out of the box. It does not matter to me. So I'm not going to shoot this pistol without having properly set it up. So that's just me. If you want a video on pistols that you just crack the box open at the range and shoot it, to me that doesn't prove anything. I set all my guns up to be a certain standard, and so that's what we're going to do with this one. Okay, that's all the disclaimers. All that's out of the way. Let's crack it open, and what we're going to do is we're just going to look at the pistol. Let's just take it in, give it a once over, see what we think, and go from there. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to spin it around to you so you can see it good. So it comes in a blue case. And there it is. So we got all of our paperwork, which I'm not going to read. Got this trigger lock, which I'm not going to use. Got this NRA booklet, which is going to go promptly in the trash. Hang tag, all that good stuff. So I think I speak for all of us when I say, who cares about the box? So let's put that aside. Okay, to the pistol. Here we are. So what is this gun? Let's deal with that first. This is a Colt O 1970 A1 CS. Now, this is not the Colt Classic. The Colt Classic is sort of their baseline, standard, old school GI 1911. Okay? I think that gun is crap. And here's why. The 1911 Classic, I think the model number is O1911. It comes with, granted, a forged frame and slide, but those come with a plastic mainspring housing. They come with really a lot of mem parts. Overall, in my opinion, the Colt Classic 1911 is just a terrible. It's an embarrassment to Colt. Um, the laser or the roll marks are laser engraved, and so to me, the Classic 1911 is just a. It's a pistol I would never buy, personally. It also has a lowered ejection port, and it's fine. Look, if you want the Colt name, it's fine, but it's just it's a pistol of compromises. There is so many compromises in that name, and I think it's an embarrassment to Colt. That's just my opinion. So what this pistol is something very different. If we flip it over, this will become a little more clear. If you can see these roll marks. So this is a Colt Mark IV Series 70 reproduction or a reissue. So this is a reissue, and this is a sleeper. This pistol nobody knows about. Like nobody knows about. So in the 70s you had the Mark IV. And basically what this is they're just remaking the Mark IV as it was made in the 70s. And let's get into the details. So first of all, it has an all steel trigger. It has an all steel mainspring housing. It has a forged match barrel slide and frame, and it has a standard ejection port. That's a big deal right there. Huge. It also has something that I am super excited about, real roll marks. Those are real roll marks, not laser engravings, real roll marks. So this pistol is supposed to be a faithful reproduction or reissue of the Colt Series 70 Mark IV. And they are a sleeper. So here's the fascinating thing about this pistol. There is nothing on Colt's website about this pistol. There are next to no articles written about this pistol. There are no press releases. There is no SHOT Show announcement. There is no nothing. This pistol is a sleeper. Like, I feel like so few people know about this. And to be honest with you, I stumbled on it. I didn't even know about it. I just happened to be scrolling through Midway and saw a Colt with a standard ejection port. And it's blued. And I went, what is that? Well, I start digging into it. I've been digging into it for about a month now. And so basically, this pistol is what I think Colt should be producing as its baseline, right? Blued, all steel, no plastic parts. There are a few mem parts, but we can live with those. Standard ejection port. It's the Mark IV, man. This is the pistol, right? So you have a very classy Colt design going here, and I'm so excited about it. Now, here's what's interesting. The Colt Classic that I said that I would probably never buy is like $900. This pistol, with everything I just told you, and things that I think are way better, you know what the price difference is? $70. For $70, you get the standard ejection port, you get actual steel components. Like, this is so much of a better gun. You get the legit roll marks. Like, come on, man. Look at that. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful. So this, to me, is a way better gun. Now, here's the problem. These guns are a limited run, and it's completely random as far as I can tell. I asked Grok AI to help me research this pistol, and what it was able to come up with was basically these pistols seem to be made in small batches every year. And when I say small batches, we're talking like 20 to 30 a year. There was one piece of information AI pulled up, and it said that once Colt realized there was actually a slightly higher demand for these pistols, they increased production per year by 6. So this pistol is not made much at all. They don't talk about it. They don't even tell you what it is on their website. So to me, this pistol is so much of a sleeper. I want you guys to know about it, and because I'm really excited. I actually think this is a Colt worth buying. Okay, so now that we know what this is, let's go through some of the specific features. So essentially you have a old school GI style pistol. It's an A1, arched mainspring housing, short trigger. You have your standard GI grip safety. You have a Type E hammer, so it's a little bit more of a slim setup. The sights are actually very interesting. I don't know what to make of these sights, to be honest with you. So they are completely blacked out and textureless. There's no dots. You can see the front sight. It is just a flat piece of metal. There's something about this gun that just screams modify me. These sights almost seem like placeholders. It's like, I don't know. They're just very strange sights. I don't know what to make of those, frankly. You have your sort of civilian commercial style thumb safety. And it comes with one magazine. It advertised on Midway USA as a 9-round magazine. That's not true. We'll see how many rounds it is here in just a minute. But one magazine, and essentially this is identical to the Springfield magazines that I tend to like. They are extremely similar, if not identical. The markings here, the 45 ACP markings, are the same. Really, the only difference is you get the pony. See if I can get that. There you go. And this magazine, if you were to buy it retail, probably costs $50, which is hilarious. So going forward, you have blued, polished, and it's a very brushed blued sides and flats on the gun, and then everything else seems to be like a bead blasted matte finish. I'll be honest, I thought I was going to very quickly hate that and want to blue the whole thing to be uniform. But I'll be honest with you, like now that I'm holding it, it kind of rips. It kind of looks great. So probably going to leave that for a while. It also has a blued barrel, which I think is just the cat's bananas. Looks really good. Roll marks on the right side, on the ejection port side, just says simply Colt Government Model. The frame manufacturing and serial number etched is laser etching, so that is laser. Those are not actual roll marks. And then, of course, on the opposite side, we have the pony, Colt Mark IV, Series 70, Government Model, 45 automatic caliber. Classic, classic, classic. So that's the visuals. It also has these rosewood grips, which I must say are quite nice. So, okay, now this is the first time I've done this. You're going to see this live. So the trigger is absolutely hot trash. Not happy. So listen to this. There is a ton of slop and play, left, right, up, down, forward, and back on this trigger. There is also a ton of take-up. It feels like a Series 80, even though I know it's not. When I pull the hammer back, I can already tell you the mainspring in this pistol is far too light. This is probably an 18-pound mainspring. This hammer is way too easy to pull back. When I go to pull the trigger, once you get through all that slop, okay, I'm at the wall. Did you see that? There's a ton of slop and smush. The actual wall, the brake is quite nice, but there's a lot of trash up front. Like, there's a lot of take up in that trigger. So we're going to have to do something about that. The safety is, so it's mushy on the way up. It's positive on the way down, but you have over travel. You can see that there. So the safety is kind of a sloppy fit. It's okay. It's adequate, but it's a bit of a sloppy fit. Slide to frame fit is quite loose. It's very loose, actually. And just to compare it, I know we said we weren't going to do this in this video, but I'm a big fat liar. The T-Sauce, which has about 700 or 800 rounds through it, has a tighter slide to frame fit. So, not that that really matters, but it's worth notating. To the barrel is fit quite well. So when I pinch, let's do it this way. When I pinch the top of the barrel hood and the bottom of the trigger guard, oh, there's a little bit of mush. What was that? Okay, so basically, if I push down on the top of the barrel hood, I can actually push it slightly out of battery, and then it does not return. So that's indicative of bad, weak springs, just undersized, undersprung springs. So we'll fix that. Let's see here. Barrel bushing. That's a little loose. And there is quite a lot of play in that barrel up front. So already, this pistol's not really fitted well at all. The hammer has a little fraction of play. That's okay. Grip safety has a lot of play, actually. And I can already tell the leaf spring is very... It's not sprung properly. So there's a lot of work to do on this gun. I'll be honest with you. Out of the box, just messing with it right here. This is not what I would expect from a pistol that costs over $1,000. This feels like what people actually expect from T-Sauce. But hey, all this is fixable, so we can fix this up. Okay, moving internally, let's go ahead and crack it open. Okay, so I can already tell the spring is too light. It's just way too floppy. But that's all right. Let's keep going. So we got our slide stop. Okay, so I'm going to start with the frame. All right, so the disconnect is not sitting up too proud, but it is a little sharp. That's not been touched really at all. This gun is bone dry. I mean, there is not a lick of oil on this thing. It is completely dry. This is also very strange, and this tells me the main spring is really undersprung. Look how much play is in that barrel in the forward position. There is some funny business going on with this gun. Ejector is solid. Feed ramp is blued. And I can see it has been test fired, which I would expect. Okay, so pretty standard stuff, but so far what I'm seeing is this is a parts gun. This was not like super hand fitted at all. I mean, at all. Plug, pretty standard fare. The recoil spring is definitely just by feel. This is a very light spring. This feels like a 14-pound spring. So we're going to fix that. Barrel link. Barrel link has a good bit of play. Not the end of the world. Adequate. It's fine. It's not super thin, but again, I hate to keep bringing this up, but my T-Sauce pistols have a much tighter fitting barrel link, especially my other T-Sauce with like almost 3,000 rounds. It has a better barrel length than this. So interesting stuff so far. Not a lot of ugly machining. Internals look pretty good. The bushing. This is not. Whoops. This is not a match bushing at all. I can tell you that right now. This has not been fitted. The barrel, pretty standard. Rifling is nice and crisp. It's very shallow rifling, though, actually. Okay, this is really interesting. So like half of the rifling, it looks pretty crisp, and the other, there's like a whole section of rifling that's just gone. Um, yeah, that's disconcerting. Like literally, I'm gonna try to get a picture of this, but there, half of the barrel doesn't even have rifling. What is going on right now? Okay, it's there, but boy, it's really shallow. This is very weird. Okay, we also have a very strange feed ramp profile on this barrel. I don't know if you guys can see that. So essentially what's going on is there's like this little cutout right here. It's a different profile. I don't know what this is about. It's also just looks different. There's some different angles on this barrel. I'm really, frankly, kind of weirded out by this barrel right now. I don't know what to make of this. All right, the slide, again, internal machining looks okay. You know, there's some visible machining, but it's pretty fine, pretty even. The sights look straight. Yeah, the front tenon looks well staked. Looks pretty. Actually, the front tenon is very well staked. That's a good job there. Breech face looks good. Okay. So overall, the pistol looks good. The only thing I'm really worried about is this barrel. This barrel looks... It looks very weird. Like, I don't know what to make about the fact that half of the rifling is sharp and the other half is barely existent. What is this right now? Interesting. Okay, so now that we've got it apart, this is the part where I am going to pause the video, and this will be its own separate video, and I'm going to go ahead and completely set this gun up with the proper springs, and you know, I'm also going to be transitioning this to some different parts. We're going to do a flat mainspring housing. I'm going to do a wide spur hammer. I'm also going to do a medium solid trigger. These things have nothing to do with reliability. So if you guys are going to be like, you know, oh man, you're changing the gun, that's not a true test. Those have nothing to do with reliability. Okay. And again, if you want an out of the box video, this just ain't it. This is not what I do with 1911s. So this is more an evaluation of the 1911 as I use them. So the next section is going to be on the range, and we will be shooting this thing for the first time, and we'll see how it does. Okay, everybody, sudden change here. Things are not going well. So, you know, as you saw in the first part of the video, I just inspected it, you know, and all I really intended to do was change the springs and run it, right? I was thinking about going ahead and putting in the long trigger and the flat mainspring housing, but at a minimum, I wanted to get it properly sprung and then take it to the range. And as you saw in the video, the first half of this video, I noticed something about the bore, and you could probably hear the concern in my voice. And you know, I got the gun put together and I was going to go shoot it, and something just kept bothering me. And so I had a friend over last night, and I said, you know, you take a look at this. Tell me if I'm crazy. And then I even had my wife take a look at it. Just tell me if I'm crazy. And here's the deal. I'm going to roll a picture in right now. Half of the rifling is gone on this brand new Colt. Now, what's in front of you is not the Colt. Talk about that in a minute. So, this pistol's never been fired. I don't know if they put that barrel in a jig crooked when they cut the rifling. I don't know if they gave me a shot out barrel and just reblued it. I don't know what to make of what's going on. But frankly, I'm pretty pissed because I paid my own money. I don't have some like secret donor for this channel. I paid over $1,000 for the legendary Colt pistol. And the gun showed up. It's the worst fit 1911 I have ever seen in my whole life. You know, I talk bad about Rock Island. The Rock Island I had in the past that I worked on, the two of them for somebody, were not as poorly fit as that Colt. Now, it's all fixable, right? Except for the slide to frame fit. That's going to be what it's going to be, and it's not a big deal. But the trigger was pure slop. The sear just had a mile of creep and then a really gritty, uncomfortable, uneven break as if something's wrong. The springs were all so light that as you pulled the trigger back, you could hear springs creaking in the mainspring housing. Especially when you pulled the hammer back, you could hear creaking and scraping. I'm genuinely pissed, and the gun is just so poorly done. Now, let me get this out of the way. It's beautiful. But what I've said in my past videos, I am now being vindicated on, that your money when you buy a Colt goes to the name and to the finish. Your money is not going to a well-built pistol. Now, I still bought it because I wanted another Colt in my life. And I'm going to turn this thing into a proper pistol. I'm going to get it working. It's going to become an heirloom gun like I fully intention. But I'm not happy right now at all. That gun should have come set up, primo, good to go, right? Even for a factory pistol, an expensive factory pistol, this is awful. And I have before you this pistol, the TSOS historical, because this pistol, did I change the recoil spring? Yes. But this pistol has not needed any of that. Like, everything is great on this pistol. It's fantastic. The trigger brake is great. The barrel lockup is hard as a rock. The bushing fit is fantastic. Everything on this gun is great. And it was $400. I paid almost 3 times that price after tax. And the gun came with half the rifling missing and a garbage slop creep grit trigger. So anyway, that's where we are. Well, actually, that's not where we are. So I called Colt today, and luckily, here, kudos to Colt. Let me give them some praise. They have a phone number. You call it, and an American dude named Steve answers the phone. Thank God. And he talks you through, right? And he said, hey, what's your problem? After you confirm that you know, it is a Colt, you give him the serial number, all that good stuff. And I just said, look, man, half the rifling's missing. And they said, all right, well, let's get it in. And just no arguing with me. No like, well, did you put peanut butter down the board? No stupid corporate questions, which I was really happy about. I was really happy they didn't treat me like a child yet. We'll see what happens. They immediately were just like, let's get it in. Let's take a look at it, right? And that's cool. Now, what I'm not happy about is they want the whole gun. I wish they would let me just send the barrel, because it's a joke to me that they need to test fire it to see if the rifling is good. Like, I'm sorry, it's not good. But okay, I'm going to play their game. I'm going to follow their rules. But here's what I expect. There better be a new barrel in that pistol. If they try to tell me that that barrel is fine, I'm going to have a problem. A very big problem. And I'm going to make a lot of noise about it. So the pistol's boxed up. The Colt is going back. It might be 2.5 months before I get it back. I'm so unhappy. I can't even describe to you guys how unhappy I am. So anyway, back to the TSOS. All the haters out there, man, who are like, TSOS are crap and Colt's so much better and all these brands, the TSOS are cheap. Look, I've got probably like experience with like 10 different TSOS pistols. 2 of them are mine. They've all been fantastic. In fact, my buddy who was over last night, he's wanting a 1911, and guess what he's going to get? A TSOS. So, haters keep on hating, but here we are. So, that's the conclusion of part one. Unfortunately, in a couple months, there's going to be a part two on the Colt, and then we can compare it to this gun. And let me tell you, it's already losing by a mile. So until next time, we'll see you.